So when you are checking occlusion with articulating papers, you put the paper between the teeth, ask the patient to bite, tap, 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 and you'll make lots of blue marks or red marks. The problem as dentists we face with then is how do you know what is the sequence or the timing of the occlusal contacts? Problem number one. The second problem is that the paper marks cannot measure the force of the occlusal contacts. That's where this equipment comes in. This is called T-scan or TEC-scan. In my opinion, it's probably the most sophisticated bite analysis equipment in the world. Let me explain a brief insight into this special instrument. So this is the T-scan handle, and they come with sensors in two sizes, large and small. I'm literally sliding this in here like this into this setup and pressing this to lock it in, and there are two buttons here. There's a record button and another button to start a new movie. This is linked with the lead into the laptop or your computer, and then once you've done the actual screen or the imaging in the mouth of the bite, that will come up on the computer like this, and you've got movies recorded in real time, so you can analyze each of the occlusal contacts in a lot more detail. So in this first image, you can now see some articulating paper marks. And as I mentioned earlier on, we don't know what the forces are for these contacts, and we don't know the sequence or the timing which contacts came into contact first, second, third, fourth. The second image shows one still from the actual movie of a T-scan. In this particular view, you can see there are some peaks on the left hand side. This shows that the force was highest at the back. You can also analyze as the bite progresses where the forces are redistributing, and you can check where they come into contact first, and you can see the balance or distribution of forces on the left to the right side. So in summary, if you're very serious about giving your patients long-lasting restorations, if you're doing implant dentistry and you want to make sure that the loading is correctly distributed, if you're doing full mouth restorative cases, if you're doing smile makers with 4 to 8 porcelain restorations and you want to be sure that you've equilibrated correctly, then T-scan is something you have to seriously consider.